Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 11. Going to present our discussions about interpersonal communication theory. This is for our group members. There is me as Rosyasya Salsabila, Naura Normalita, Talitha Wisnu, and Filiya Ade Nazwa S.
Next, introduction. Interpersonal communication examines how individuals talk to other individuals in a relationships, why they choose the message they choose, and the effect of message on each individual relationships. The theories of interpersonal communication developed are intended to explain how people include the understanding of various events or events, the reasons people do or act something, the decision-making process of the message received, as well as the various effects of interpersonal communication or interpersonal communication on a relationship. Next, interpersonal communication in Islamic communication perspective. Apart from theories from experts, the Al-Quran and Hadith also support the formation of good interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication in an Islamic perspective is called the Da'wah Fardiyah, which is carried out by Islamic communicators to Mad'u. In this process, knowledge in communication and wisdom is needed by a preacher. A wise preacher is a person who can study the relations, situation of society, and their beliefs and place them in their respective place. Then he invited them based on their intellect, understanding character, scientific level, and social status.
Individual-centered interpersonal communication theory. The first is constructivism theory. Constructivism theory is an interpersonal communication theory that looks at the differences in the abilities of each individual when interacting in certain situations. This theory explains that each individual has different communication skills in various social situations. This theory states that humans understand and act not only based on experiences received from their surroundings, but also based on their thoughts and distinguish events according to their similarities and differences. And the second is imaginary interaction theory. This theory was written by James M. Honeycutt as an individual-centered interpersonal communication theory. Imaginary interaction is a process of social cognition using verbal and visual imagery in which individuals imagine themselves in anticipated and or past communicative encounters with significant others. This theory states that humans act with certainty based on their imagination and thoughts, which are then expressed verbally and non-verbally. This theory was developed to explain how a person understands the meaning of an event. Interpersonal communication theory centered on interaction or discourse. The first is conversation analysis theory. This theory was written by Jenny Meadowbaum as a theory of interpersonal communication that is centered on interaction or discourse. With the original title, conversation analysis is an approach to studying social interactions, including verbal and nonverbal behavior in situations of everyday life. This theory has three main characteristics. The first, speak is an act. The second, action is structured. And the third, actions are said locally. And the second is information manipulation theory. This theory suggests that deceptive messages function deceptively because they covertly violate the principles that govern conversational exchange. Given that conversational interactions possess assumptions regarding the quantity, quality, manner, and relevance of information that should be presented, it is possible for speakers to exploit any or all of these assumptions by manipulating the information that they possess so as to mislead listeners. By examining various message examples, it is demonstrated that IMT helps to reconcile previous disagreements about the properties of deceptive message.
Relationship-centered communication theory. First, affection exchange theory. Affection exchange theory is a relationship-centered theory of communication. This theory describes interpersonal relationship through exchanging affectionate behaviors that act as decisive moments that accelerate relationship development. Affection exchange theory stipulates that giving and receiving affection in a positive interpersonal relationship is very beneficial physically and vice versa. If it fails to receive affection, it is physically unpleasant because these behaviors contribute to the survival and reproduction of adaptive behavior that will be pleasant physically. Second, relationship theory. Relationship theory is a theory that examines the relationship that exists between actors in a communication. In interpersonal communication, relationship is one of the most important things. This theory explains the causes of behavior in a person, tries to explain the cause of people behaving, and explains the cause or reasons why people behave in this way.
To close our discussions, we have the conclusions of the materials. Based on the theory that has been explained, we can understand that the definitions and important aspect of interpersonal communications. And this is for the references. So that's all from our groups. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.